Page 34, church bells. Church bells, we get to use this C major scale using these tetrachords. Gets a little wild, so let's take a look at this. 4/4 time, no sharps or flats, well, C major scale, okay. And we're all over, so just be careful here. I'm going to take both hands together because they kind of play one at a time until you get to the bottom. So we're starting out with 5th finger on a C, on the middle C in the here, and the 5th finger on this C. That puts us in this position where these tetrachords for the scale. And it's just playing, they're all quarter notes. See, they've got the brackets there. That's just telling you that's your tetrachords. We're pointing it out. It doesn't affect how you play it. The brackets don't need to be there. They're just helping you out. The right hand's playing these 4 notes, and then the left hand, see the LH, is playing those 4 notes. So don't let these square brackets mess you up. Just forget them. Just go ahead and use this position and play the notes in this position, and you're fine, I hope. Connect them. Everything's legato here. Second line, now look out. The left hand does these. Right hand, left hand. See, in that second line, they took the square brackets away. You look at the stems of the notes in most cases. If the stem is going up, use the right hand. If the stem is going down, use the left hand in this kind of case. They'll do this when both hands are using the notes in the same staff, because you'll notice there's nothing in the bottom staff in the second line. It's empty. Everything's in the top staff. They didn't have to write it that way. They could have written stuff in the bottom staff, but they put it there. It's easier to see it. So the right hand's doing that stems going up, and the left hand does the stems going down. That's fine, just something else to figure it out. Then the third line, you're back to what you were doing at the beginning. The same thing. And the third line, then you're starting out like you did at the beginning, except now, instead of going up here, the right hand comes here, crosses over, hover over the top of it, so after the left hand is done with that note, the right hand can have it. And get the left hand out of the way. And you just keep going. See? It's got to be even as best you can. So that second line, you're here. Have an F and an A, and then a C and an E in the left hand, and G and C. Both steps are bass clef here. Now briefly, they give you some dynamics. It's medium loud. That's everything's melody here. It's sort of loud. You'll have to decide what that is. It's andante. Andante's kind of a leisurely stroll. It's not necessarily slow. It's just if I'm just kind of strolling down, I'm just kind of an easy-going stroll. And then when you get to the bottom for the amen, that is very soft, pianissimo, PP. Very soft, both hands. How soft can you play? Well, you can have PPP, but still, make it pretty soft. Here. And that's the dynamics. Not a lot going on in dynamic. Now, I had one more little thing just to make it a little harder on you. You love it, don't you? The bottom line, second and third measure, left hand. You're going from here to here. Connect them. Make sure you play these notes at the same time. I'm lowering the hand down on it. The tricky part is connecting it, the F to it. And what I'm doing is the wrist is down, I have the F down here. And I raise the wrist up a little, and as I lower the wrist, this finger comes up, and these fingers are already in place. So as I lower the wrist, they just go down. It's really more of a matter of lifting that index finger up. The tendency is one of these notes we'll want to play first. And it takes practice to work that out. You should do it in both hands because you got to develop these things in both hands. So you could just as easily do this in both hands. It's the same technique. Down, then lift up, and as I come down again, the index fingers come up. Something to work on, because the music's going to get more challenging, so if we can get these kinds of things out of the way, it makes it a little more doable later on when we got more harder things to think about. Now I'd like to play this with you slowly to make sure we got all the notes correct. The rhythm shouldn't be a problem. They're whole notes and quarter notes. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 off.